YouTube, Twitter, Fencer Princess, SoundCloud, SoundClick, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about this Hurt Bay thing. Like this dude, this guy Leonard Long speaks about basically he gives his side of the story on the whole Hurt Bay thing. I can't show you the video, but there's some guys that actually caught up with him and had this interview with him, and I just want to throw my two cents in there. But let's listen to some of what he says.
Things I still care deeply about her and just want to see her do the best that she can, whether it's with or without me.
Okay.
Well, it won't be with me, but.
I just wanted you to know.
Oh boy.
What did you do?
I did her.
I did everything. Look at this dude right here. So this is who I'm talking about. Mr. I did everything, and that's the girl who he crushed, and these are the guys who interviewed him. So he's like, I did everything, and she had to get up and walk away. You know, everybody's seen the video because he was like, I slept with a bunch of women, yada, yada, yada. You know, they both live in the same apartment complex, I guess. He had a room somewhere, she had a separate room. They didn't live together, but they were together until he was like, we're not together anymore. But she didn't want to face the facts. So, here's the question. Is it cheating when you tell somebody, look, I'm not with you anymore? Like, I'm not with you. Like, pretty much he said that, I'm not with you anymore. And she started going through his phone just to see if he's cheating and all that. But he's like, I'm not with you anymore. So here's where I think the fault lied with both of them. Because if I'm telling you, I'm dating other women. She said she went to his room and there was another girl in there and he told her to leave. You already know what it is from there. But it's hard when you're spiritually connected to somebody to just, be out. Like, I'm like, like I've been there and that spirit still talking to you. And unless you confront the actual spirit, not the person that's talking to you, then you're still going to think you're attached to that person, but it's really a spirit that's just talking to you and, making you feel those hurt feelings. So what you really got to do is confront the spirit world first and say, look, I'm no longer attached to this person. You got to pray about that and get that spirit out your life because you're going to still think you're attached to them. And that's what happened to her. She knew what he was doing, but her spirit would not let him go, or the spirit in her. It wasn't her spirit. Don't ever claim it. It was the spirit inside of her. And this is why she's still hurt 3 years later. It was her idea to do this whole interview with him. And he really did not want to do it. He was like, it's against my better judgment. But he had no idea what was going to happen until the next day. He said his mother was blowing up his phone. Everyone he knew blew up his phone, and then it just went viral. But the hurt is the onus is on both of them. For one, she knew. For two, he shouldn't have never let her back into the crib if he knew she was going to be hurt. Like, I can't do that. Like, I can do my own thing, but don't come over my crib if you're gonna be hurt. Don't do that. Like, I know you still love me or whatever, and I still have love for you. But if it's just going to keep hurting you and I'm trying to move on, look, I'm telling you now, I'm moving on. I'm letting you know I'm with other people. I'm trying to move on, but you keep coming over here. You have to stop coming over here. We can be distance friends, but you got to stop coming over here. When I first saw it, I kind of went in on old boy, on Facebook. I was like, the hell with this guy, not literally go to hell, but I felt bad for her, and I still do. But then when I started listening to more of what he said, I was like, oh, well, she already knew what it was. So I'm gonna see if we can get some more interview with this dude, because just, just listen to some of what he says.
I really like her, Bay. She's the cutest little girl. How
She's
you're
cute.
so mean to her. I'm a little upset with everything that went on.
I mean,
I'm
she's
hear your
cu-
side of the story. Now there's two sides. How you feel?
Hold on, let me go.
She's the cutest little girl. How you're so mean to her.
Let me see a
I'm a
picture
little
of her.
upset.
I mean, she's cute as a she's beautiful is what she is. But the hurt on her face is it's criminal intent. I couldn't do it. I was ready to break down for her because listen, a couple years ago that face was right here. But you know what? I knew what it was, but I didn't want to face the music. I knew what it was from the jump, but I got spiritually involved and they helped me. See, the onus was on both of us because I got spiritually involved and they knew that I was spiritually involved. They knew how much I wanted to be with them. I was like, yo, marry me. But they knew, and they just kept baiting me because they loved the attention I gave them. Excuse me. She loved the attention I gave her. And so she just kept coming back. And plus I was putting it down. I was putting it down on her. But she just kept coming back and then coming back and then coming back. And then she ended up finding somebody else. And she didn't want to see me anymore. And I was crushed. But I knew what it was from the beginning. I knew she wasn't going to be my woman. I was just hoping. I was crushed, and I looked just like that. I was the male version of this right here. It hurt. So let's hear what they got to say.
I hear your side of the story. Now there's two sides. How do you feel about all this?
I want to hear the truth.
I want to tell the truth.
All right, so do you promise to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, great. Let's get into it then. Let's get into
It's
it.
honest Bay for the remaining part of
Alright.
the interview.
All right.
First question.
Honest Bay. I like that. I like that.
I like
I
that.
like honest
You
Bay.
love that
Honest, babe.
All right. there
You gotta tell the truth.
Token that. I want to know how this all came about. How'd you get into this? How'd you end up in front of her? Who proposed this idea? What website? Tell us all that backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So it came about. It was her idea. She sent me a message saying that she'd signed us up for a casting where they were looking for exes to talk to each other about their relationship that had ended with cheating. It was-
Specifically cheating?
Specifically cheating.
That's what they wanted.
They wanted the
I didn't
emotion.
think it was a good idea, but I consented, and I thought it would be a good chance to tell her the truth and give ourselves closure on a relationship that had ended years before.
3 years.
I can't believe you agreed to that. So you agreed to go on television or whatever.
3
the
years
show was
ago.
To admit that you cheated on her.
Well, I have to live with that every day, and to do that publicly. Okay, so here's the funny thing about it. So it dropped on Valentine's Day. Perfect timing.
Oh, wow.
What is that? 4 days
Perfect
ago?
time-
5 days ago.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing for a shitstorm.
Yeah.
And
Excuse language.
I wasn't notified it came out until the next day. So
And at that point, was it
the way I found out was actually my mom called me and asked me,
No way.
Oh,
"Leah,
no.
what
Wow.
is this?"
Really? Was she mad?
My mom was upset, yes. It didn't
Yeah,
portray
she was
the
upset.
son that she raised.
Oh, man.
It didn't portray that, and I'm better than that.
So your mom called you up. She was mad, and then at that point, like, was it viral or was it still like how
It
she
was-
find out?
It was viral.
Yes.
Everyone I've ever known in sent me a text and
Everyone
let
I've
me
ever
know
known.
what they thought. I had people calling me a shitbag, wanting.
Yeah.
But you, or you go hooking up and seeing other people?
In fact,
Yeah,
Say what? She knew.
she goes through my phone. It would always go through my phone or my computer.
Yeah, I didn't trust you.
Wow. And
She knew what the girls I was ate for breakfast.
shoot.
I have texts to I told her I'm just trying to do my own thing.
Alright, let's talk about it.
Okay.
So honest, man.
All right, let's go. He said I told her I was trying to do my own thing. He told her this. So I can't play the whole thing. It's like 20 minutes long. But to my point on Hurt Bay, anybody who's ever loved somebody has a potential to be that hurt person. It is what it is. But it's how do you defend your heart from becoming hurt, babe? Mind you, this is 3 years later. This man has moved on 3 years ago. He's been with other women, over, and she's still crushed. Listen, I gotta say it again. Her feelings that she has kept and harbored for this individual is not all her doing. She is being spiritually controlled. And that is just the truth. There is a spirit or spirits inside of her that is still trying to convince her that he is the one for her. And you can tell that she is still in it deep simply because of the way she got up and walked away when he said, I don't even know the number. It's still, those spirits are still in here, and she's going to feel that way until she leaves this planet if she doesn't get in contact with her spirit side and flush those spirits out of her. Those things are alive. They are living, breathing entities. And you see people do stuff all the time because of somebody they loved or they think they love, and that other person has moved on. They don't know that they're being spiritually influenced. And unless they recognize those voices that are talking, and I'm telling you, you guys may think I'm talking crazy, but I'm telling you, when you start hearing those voices in your head, when you start hearing those and you're just like this is, why can't I stop thinking about this one? Soon as you either hear or keep getting visions of somebody, that is a being telling you something. That is a living being telling you something. And it depends on what side that being is on, whatever they're telling you. And if they're still trying to, if every time you see that person, you get that feeling in your heart, it just hurts you, that is a spirit doing that. That's not you. This is the reason why she's so hurt. She could get rid of that spirit like boom, if she knew what it was. She doesn't know what it is. She can't identify with the spirit. She doesn't know that it's a spirit there. She thinks it's her. It's not her. There are living beings inside of her trying to convince her of that this man is still a part of her, and he's probably never been a wholehearted part of her. This is what happens when you sleep with other people. You get spiritually influenced. And you think it's because the sex is so good. No, because that spirit jumped on both of you. And that's the truth. And that's what happened to Hurt Bay. And unless she goes to, the Father, God the Father, and calls upon the help of the angels, and I'm sorry this went in this. I'm not sorry this went in this direction because it's true. And unless she calls upon the help of the angels and says, "Look, I need you to get this spirit out of me," and call it what it is, she's going to continue to be hurt every time she sees him. And now that this is going viral, it's going to be even worse. It's just what I think. It's your boy Tone 202. Be careful.